Release tab. When you click on the Release tab on the left, you see the list of the brands you have authorization for. If there are a lot of brands you are authorized for, then you can use the Quick Brand Search tab. When you click on the brand that you want to send a release from, the system opens up the Send folder automatically and brings up the press release and invitation list that were sent out for that brand. Because the releases and invitations you see on this page are already sent out, they can't be cancelled, but some changes can be made to their attachments. I'll talk about that soon. Let's go to the Pending tab now. Okay, here are the releases which are confirmed to be sent, but because their sending time hasn't reached yet, they are at Pending section. Everything saved to be sent is stored here as pending. If you want to cancel any message, you can cancel it while it is in this folder. In order to cancel, click on the cross icon. After that, the message gets cancelled and carried to the Drafts folder. Like you all know, drafts are the releases prepared and saved but not sent out, right? You can send them through the Edit icon here. To send a new release or invitation, use this release or invitation text. Click on the Release button to send a new press release. Choose a sender here. If you want to use a different user other than the defined ones, you can send a request to the admin to add a new sender. Admin can get to the brand settings and set a new user for the brand. You can copy and paste the title of your press release here as the subject. The text you type here will constitute the subject of the email you send, so it is important. The cover text section is a field where you can enter a custom message for media members before the press release itself. This letter is limited to 400 characters. For the releases to be sent directly to people's name, after you type the addressing word for a person, leave a space and then click on the name icon right on top of this field for the recipient's name to be automatically entered inside the message in the area you specify. It will appear as a code here, but when it is sent to the recipient, it will show up as his or her name, not as a code. The content field consists of an editor where you can type your press release or paste the press release previously written. The best advantage of this field is the fact that it lets you view the release on every platform without you having to download the attachments, which definitely makes things easier. Facilis utilizes Arial as the standard font in press release mailings because Arial is the most easy to read font and it can be viewed without any issues on all platforms. That's why it is the font used here. As for font size, it allows you to choose from 4 different font sizes. When you click on the header field, located right under the contact, the header defined for that brand is activated. But the image you added on the header field doesn't show up here. You can preview it or send a text message to check it. When you click on the footer field, then the footer is activated, but again, you can check it on the preview or test message. When you click on the signature field, you can select the signature of the user you wish among the ones you have access to the brand. For your brand to show up here, you should upload your signature in your profile, obviously. So now, let's have a look at the image section. To upload an image, you should click on this icon. A window will open up and you can choose the image in any format you desire and upload them to Facilis servers. If you wish to change the order of the uploaded images, you can grab them from the order section and drag them to establish a new order. If you wish to enter descriptive text for the image, you can click on the Add Note section, or if you wish to edit an edit note, you can click on the Edit Note icon. To remove an uploaded image, you can click on the Remove icon found under it. Alright, so if you wanna, add a video, you can click on the video icon. When you select the video files you wish to upload from the file selection screen, these are automatically uploaded to Facilis. You can change the order of the videos by dragging them, or can remove them by clicking on the cross icon, which is a very helpful function. To add a file, you can click on this icon. Okay, here you can upload all types of formats, such as the MS Word version of the press release, a PDF report, or any type of document. One thing you should pay attention to is that the format of the files uploaded can be opened by members of the media, and the size of the files let them to be downloaded easily. Alright, so while we were talking about creating the brands, we mentioned that the sharing icon briefly. So when you click on the share icon, a share box will open up under the editor field. This box will contain the shortened link of the press release you have created and the Twitter address of the brand, if you had defined one, obviously. So in the remainder of the fields, you can write a message you wish for other media members to share via their social media accounts. The press releases you send activating this feature will have a social media sharing link at the bottom. The followers of the journalist can click on the link within the post and view the full release you entered in the journalist interface. The order icon allows you to change the order of the text, signature, image, file, and video fields in the email template. You can use the drag and drop method for this purpose. Okay, so, tags are words which allow the press releases to be accessed by media members who are not in your list, but your tags match their interests. Other function of it is, if the media members do the scanning for the past releases, it lets your releases be found easily. The system will check how the journalist's key sentence and the text you have entered match, and it will bring up the closest results compatible with the journalist's searching criteria. We come across tags when creating a brand also. The tags which are defined while creating a brand automatically appear in this interface. You can delete any of these you wish or add new tags. When it comes to the text section that appear while sending a release, it lets you restructure the text depending on the content of the release. You can save your press release at any time using the Save button on the top of the page. After you have prepared your press release, you can click on the Preview link on top to preview it. In order to send a copy of the press release to yourself or test users, select the people you will send press release to at Test Recipient section and click on Send Text. Test mailings have the phrase test as the title of the email. Don't just send out a release without a test mailing. So let's go to the list selection. Once your press release is ready to be sent, you can click the Next button to move on to the list selection step. On the left side of the screen of the list selection page, you will find 4 different tabs, namely lists, people, departments, and offices. When this page first opens up, the Lists tab is visible. You can click on the list categories found on this tab to select the lists and list sub-branches you want for emailing. You can also remove the sub-branches you do not want to include in the mailing. As you select lists, these will be listed under the mailing list tree on the right side. If you want to use the list you created, then click My Lists category. If you wish to use lists for which you have previously sent out press releases instead of choosing a list, then click on the Please select a list from the archive link on the right side of the screen to choose one of the press releases previously sent. Once you have completed your list selection, you can check which journalists, departments, and offices there are on the lists you have selected by clicking on the related tabs on the left. For instance, let's click on the People tab. Out of the people here, if there is anyone you don't want to include in this mailing, then click on the cross icon on the right to take them off. Every action you carry out with regards to people can similarly be carried out for departments and offices also. Alright, you can click on the reset icon found on the right top of the screen in order to clear the selected lists and to select a new list. Once you have completed your list selection, you need to click on the next button on the top right in order to move on to the next step, which is the settings screen for sending the releases. Alright, so sending settings. The settings page you reach after having completed the list selection allows you to plan your press release sending in more detail. You can click on the keys next to the people, departments, and offices options located on the very top of the screen to choose which ones you want to email to. If you wish to send to the whole list at once, then you need to use the single time sending tab. In this tab, the mailing time will automatically appear as 10 minutes ahead of the current time. The reason for this is that if you decide to stop the sending process before it is sent out, you will have 10 minutes to do so, which is a great feature again. And if you wish, you can click on the date to arrange for the press release to be sent at a later date or time. If you want to send it right away, you can click on the next text on the right to go on with the process. If you wish to send out the press release or invitation in different times according to publication periods or publication time, then you need to select the related tab on the left side. Okay, if you select the Sending by Period tab, you can plan different dates for each publication of different periods. Sendings you do not change the date for are set to be sent out in 10 minutes. You can also remove the periods you do not want to send out sendings for by clicking on the keys next to them by making them inactive. If you select the Sending by Media Type tab, you can plan different dates for each publication of different types. Mailings you do not change the date for are set to be sent out in 10 minutes. Again, you can remove the media types you do not want to send out mailings for by clicking on the keys next to them. Once the settings are done, we reach at the confirmation page by clicking on the next. Alright, so we are at confirmation page here. This is the last screen where you confirm the changes you have made in the settings, and you will complete the sending process. If you would like your press release to be forwarded to people in the test group as well once it is sent out, then you simply need to click on the desired test users found on the bottom of the screen. The confirm button won't be activated before you make this choice. After you make your choice and confirm, click on the release button. You will see the brands that you are authorized for on the left side of the page. After you choose the brand you are sending a release for, click on the Pending tab until your release is sent out. It will stay in this tab. And when the sending is completed, it will be moved to the Send folder. You might need to refresh the page to see this though. A release copy is sent to the people you choose on last step of the process while sending the release. So this email will have the phrase scheduled post on the subject section of the email. The releases the media members receive won't have that scheduled post phrase though, so don't worry about it. Okay, to check the details like who read the release and downloaded the items, check the Reports tab. Now let's go back to the Pending tab and talk about making changes on a release which hasn't been sent out yet. When you get into this folder, you can click on the Edit here, right by the title, and change the content. Or you can click on cross icon and cancel the release, and it will be moved to the Drafts folder. If you want to make a change in a sent release or invitation, you will need to go to the Sent folder. You can change the text of the releases you have already sent, but you can remove the attachments or change them with a new file. Let's see an example here then. Alright, click on the Sent folder and then click on the green envelope icon right by the release you want to make change on. Put the cursor on the file you want to change and you will see the phrase replace. When you just click on that, a new window will open up and you will need to choose the new file and upload it, and click on the save button at the bottom of the page. Afterwards, when the journalist click on the file within the email, he or she will download the new file you added. Okay, now sending a release again. Alright, in some cases you might need to send the press release to the same list or to different lists. In that case, you should open the Send folder and click on this icon on the right. Then, the info about the release you sent before will open up in the editor page. You can make all the change here over the old release. After you save the release and get to the lists page, you will see that the lists you chose for the early release are automatically chosen here too. You can either send the release to the same lists or new lists. Alright, let's go to Reports.